Hey there and happy Tuesday. I can tell I'm doing this at a different time of day just because the lighting here in my room makes me kind of look pasty or something, or like hollowed or negative or something. So yeah, I just have other things going on after this, and so I'm like, you know what, if I can get my act together and get creative in the morning and see if my brain will do that earlier in the day. And yeah, I'm excited to bring you guys a snowman card. So here we go. There we go. If I put that close, then kind of tunes out the sunshine, but I'm glad for the sunshine today in my window here. A lot of people are already starting on their snowman creations, are already done with Christmas, and so I'm trying to get some ideas going out there for you guys for that too. So this is card number 9 out of 10 for my December stack of 10 stamp camp, virtual stamp camp cards here. So let me put down my iPad and get my camera moved around. And I know it's one of those things with me being earlier, there might not be as many people on. Hey there, Lois. I'm glad that you caught me, though. Good. Because of the time change and such, but like I said, it's just kind of what worked best for me. And this time of year and season, it's probably one of those things that everybody's schedule is maybe off a little bit too. Hey there, Lisa. I didn't know if you'd be able to squeeze in from work, and some people might be actually taking a lunch break too. So here is my snowman card, and I love the Mary Merlot color, and that's the card base today, and I rarely use it, and I don't know why, because actually it's like growing up, my boys, this was their school colors. So I was so excited when Stampin' Up! Came out with it because it was something that was needed. Hey there, Lisa. And my color lineup. So yeah, everybody's ready for snowman cards. And I know Lois is on here and Lisa's on here, and their friend Carol loves snowmen. And actually that's what got her hooked on Stampin' Up! Products, was knowing she could make snowman cards. So I'm pulling out my last chance list. Excuse me, because you guys always like to know, hey, is there anything that I'm using today that's going to be on that list that I maybe need to think about before it's gone? The only thing on this card that's on the list is this pretty paper. So I kind of want to actually get it close there, because it kind of looks like branches with little white flecks on there, which could be like snow, but it could be pussy willows too. And actually it's kind of funny because this is the Harvest Meadow paper. So Harvest Meadow, and it is retiring, so that's why it's on the list. So if you remember some of these definitely harvesty looking designs that I have used a ton of this paper, and so now it's time for this page's turn. And on the other side, kind of like a homespun look design there too, but I really like this paper, and I was kind of once again saving it for when it got to be more of a wintry look. But that's the only thing on my last chance list from my card today. So if you want to kind of see what else is with that Harvest Meadow, it's in the mini catalog on page 55 here, and you can see all of that there. And then this is kind of the collection or suite of products that it goes with there. All right, and then of course the main focus though is the cute snowman, and he has been around for quite a while, a long time, and he's from snowman season, and this continues to be one of the more popular stamp sets. You can make him into Christmas if you want to. I did not want to make him look Christmassy, and I even debated about bringing in the Mary Merlot just because I didn't want it to look like it was trying to be Christmas. I just wanted it to be wintry and bright for a snowman, but fun snowman that you can color in. I chose this one because I really wanted to use the punch and the cute little stick arms there, but some fun choices too for backgrounds with the snow. And then if you are a person that likes to make your own gift tags, that helps too, to have the to and the from in there. So that is in the annual catalog on page 93. So I've been using this one quite a bit, which has been around a while with the coordinating punch. And then this one too is on page 93, kind of in that Christmas section of the annual catalog. So let me get started, guys, because you're here to see the card, right? I just have some die cutting that I'm going to do first. This is kind of my color combination today, is Mary Merlot Basic White. The Harvest Meadow has crumb cake and white in it, so I chose kind of those two colors and just wanted to pull in something else, so crumb cake white and that. Hi Peggy, thanks for joining in. So with all these little scraps and pieces, I'm going to start by getting out my dies that I'm going to use for this project. The last couple cards I've used, I don't know if I've even gotten out my cut and emboss machine, which is very unusual that I haven't embossed a background or haven't cut out something. So today I'm pulling out my Stitch So Sweetly dies. Oh, Patricia, yes, it's now that I'm earlier, you probably can catch me from Switzerland. This is great to have you on here. Wonderful. And from my Stitched So Sweetly, try and say that a few times fast, I'm going to use these two dies here. And actually, I'm going to use one of those space savers or cardstock saving techniques here. You'll see I'm just showing like that 1/4 inch of crumb cake behind here. And so nobody is going to notice on your card if you take that layer from the card here and put a big die through the middle. So that's what I'm going to do first. Let me set my card aside and bring out my cut and emboss machine here and put that through. And then the only other thing that I need to cut then, so I've got this piece that I need, and I love it that it's scalloped and stitched, so it's great. Oh yes, so 7:30 at night, this is perfect. So that's sometimes when I have been going live here, Patricia. And my other die from that same set is this one here. So let me pull out my basic white cardstock to give that a run through too. Hey there, Chris, good to have you on here. I'm just gonna line that up and run that one through too. My machine wanted to move just a little bit because I have a piece of scratch paper ready for my project, and it moves a little bit. So this one too, following through with that stitched look, but I love the this die. I just kind of like the little nooks and crannies and just the shape of it. So I've been using this one quite a bit. Thank you, Chris. Alrighty, so let me put these dies aside and my machine aside, because then I'll be done with that. So let's focus on getting kind of our background started on here. And I think this is the third card this month that I've got out my blending brushes for. And so it's kind of funny. I do tend to be like a creature that goes in spurts, like, hey, let's do that. And then, oh, I liked it before. Let's do it again. I just used them yesterday. Let's pull them out. So let me get out my Mary Merlot ink pad here. And, oops, I'm just going to take my blending brush and just kind of do that counterclockwise swirl. And here again, I start off to the side because especially it's a darker color. I don't want to go too crazy because this is really gonna, on the white, take off. So I'm just gonna start darker on the bottom and then just go up till it just kind of lightens itself out. And I'm just gonna go a little bit more to give the bottom, those stitches, really fill in with the ink nice, and it really highlights the stitches on there. So I'm going to do that. It almost kind of gives it a rough, dirty look with that today, and that's kind of what I wanted, just kind of more of a, not a smooth background, but kind of a rougher one. Hey there, Kay, thanks for popping in. And then next I'll open up my crumb cake ink pad and do that same thing, but I need to switch blending brushes here so we don't mix up the colors. I'm just going to give that a little swirl over. Same thing, start over there. And then I just kind of bring it down to meet that first Mary Merlot color, like so. And then the middle just kind of blends together there. So you're not really contaminating colors if you're going back and forth on your ink pad with your blending brushes, which is really nice too. And if it's not perfect, that's okay too, because that snowman's going to cover up a lot of that as well. Hey there, Barb, good to have you on here. So let me set these ink pads aside and my blending brushes. And next I'm going to do some stamping. And because this is a photopolymer stamp set, which means that it's completely see-through on your block here, I want to get out my Pierce matte here and my Memento black ink pad. I'm going to ink up my Let It Snow, which is perfect for the snowman. I'm gonna kind of scoot that up pretty high on my die there, Let It Snow, because I want to have lots of room for my snowman underneath there. And for that, I'm just pulling out a strip of white, basic white cardstock here, and stamping that like so. And for coloring, I'm not going to do a lot of coloring on here. Snowman should be white, right? That's the joy of the season, is seeing white snow at this time. Sometimes March it gets a little dirtier, but I am going to just take my pumpkin pie Stampin' Blend and just kind of fill in very carefully, because that nose isn't very big, but just adding that little pop of orange color is perfect for the snowman there. And then we have the Snowman Builder Punch. That gives you, if you want to do your own little carrot, it'll punch that out. It's got a hat, some arms, and that snowman. And so I'm just going to feed that right in here and give that a good centering position. Oops, I'm going to scoot it. Looked like it was off just a hair. Okay, so now like bits of arms and stuff will like to fly out. I'm sure that happens with all of you when you punch and there's extra little pieces. So I'm going to set that aside. So now we have him. And then we need a little scratch piece of paper over here. There, we got it, because we're going to do the arms. I thought about stamping the arms in black, but I kind of just liked just how it looked plain with the crumb cake, just punched and not stamped. But just know that there are little arm stamps in the stamp set if you want to highlight them or make them look a little different than just punching out cardstock. So now to attach these, I'm just going to take a little glue dot here and a little glue dot here on this, and then I can just attach them right to my snowman easily like that. So there we have the arms on the snowman. Super quick. Hey there, Tori. And then we're going to pop this guy up. I mean, you have to almost build your own snowman out of dimensionals. Look at that. Like, it looks like its own snowman with 3 little circles of dimensionals. All right. Oh, these snowmen have always been, and the Let It Snow. And even if you like mess up putting it, like you still have some room to scoot. And then with this guy popped up, if your sentiment is hidden just a little bit, it's not the worst thing either. But that's why I stamped that first too, to kind of know where my space is going to be. But then with this being on just basic white, it really makes that background that I've used the blending brushes with, it really makes it pop too, which is fun. So next I'm going to move on to stamping. Just a quick little background on this next layering piece here with the stitched So Sweetly dies. And I love these cute little snowmen that are in the stamp set here. And I'm going to just ink this up and kind of just go around the edges, because not a lot of this is going to show, because we're just going to put one layer on top of the other like that. And so we've got that, and because things are getting popped up and built up, I'm just going to take some adhesive here and put my adhesive, not another layer of dimensionals, to put this on top of this like so. And I just now am loving how that crumb cake, which is one of my favorite neutral colors, how the crumb cake really makes that look like homespunnies like so. Hey there, Shelly. And now it's just a little bit of assembly, not much, and then we'll be finished. So let me just set that stuff aside so I have more space here. And with this, I cut that pretty paper from Harvest Meadow, 3.75 by 5. And here's my adhesive, so I can just put that on my crumb cake layer like so. And I cut my crumb cake layer, 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I felt like because this was kind of neutrals, crumb cake and white, and it was kind of not it's not busy, but it's more on the plain side too. If I felt like it needed 2 layers to kind of give the card some oomph. I was just putting this on just crumb cake and I didn't like it. I was putting this on just the Mary Merlot and it just kind of just blended. So doing kind of a double matte is what the card needed. I felt like just to give it some more color and oomph. And then before I put that together, I'm getting out my linen thread here and I'm just going to wrap that again, right? Okay, now where's my ribbon cutting scissors? Here we go. So just a couple wraps around and the little knot there. I never know if my phone calls come through at all, if there's a bleep or an interruption at all in my video when that happens. Okay, so a couple ties around and that, and then I can take this and tack that down, and this is where nobody's going to know that that is hiding back there like so. We'll put that on the Mary Merlot layer like so, and now this one I'm also going to pop up just to give it some lift off of that background. So with putting on dimensionals in each corner and then kind of a couple in the middle, that's going to allow that ribbon, or not ribbon, but linen thread that I just put on, not that it's heavy, but it's just going to allow that to go right through the middle of that popped up piece like so. And we're just going to center this on there, and that's where I just love how that crumb cake really warms up the card in a fun way. But it does need a little bit of sparkle and such, and so I pulled out another thing that I haven't used for a while, and that was my chalk marker, the Stampin' Up! Chalk marker. So it comes like this, and it's just Stampin' chalk marker in white color. So I started to kind of try to highlight some of these little white things on my branches here, but as thick as I would get this, it really didn't show up and do too much magic, and you could maybe just, you know, highlight in the corner a few pieces if you like that anyway. Otherwise, I just kind of dotted some of my snowflakes here that show the centers of it on my little background. And I thought that was kind of fun to tie just a little bit more white in with my snowman like so. And then I wanted to add a little bit more sparkle. So I'm like, hey, let's get out my Wink of Stella and just kind of go over my snowman that way, and it doesn't really add any more color. He still stays nice and white, which I wanted him to stay nice and bright and white, but it just adds some sparkle and shimmer, which I'm never sure if my camera angle pulls that shimmer shine in there. Not too much. It's one of those when you get it, you see it, but until then, and not so much. And then my last embellishment, so I kind of went crazy with all the special effects on this, are my champagne rhinestone basic jewels here. So I have that. I'm just going to slide that out. Find my take your pick tool. I'm going to use one of the larger ones off the bottom here and just kind of set that here, and then use a couple of the smaller ones to fill in on the other side going up. So now all the shimmer shine from the snowman and the rhinestones are kind of fun, and it doesn't compete with the little extra white dots from the middle of the snowflakes there. And now for my inside, I'm just going to take that snowflake here and give that a couple stamps, and then not re-ink and stamp it a couple more times for the lighter, darker. And a lot of people just love the kind of the just because look of sending out snowman cards. So I'm going to leave the sentiment off in the inside so that it can be used for anything. Sometimes people use these for thank you notes. Oops, wrong card. Thank you notes after Christmas, after receiving presents, or just to connect with people if you didn't see them over the holidays, or just January is a great time to send out cards because January can get kind of long too. So if there's an occasion that you just want to send out just because, this is the perfect card for that with the snowman. So there we have it. Card number 9 out of 10 for the month of December already. Tomorrow I'll be coming to you with card number 10. And then that will kind of complete my series for the month. My goal was to finish early this month so that I could spend more time with family. Thursday, my college son comes home and he doesn't get home very often. So it'll be nice to just kind of take a break here. Well, actually catch up with things here too. But to be able to focus on making lots of food and finish decorating, start Christmas shopping, and do all that kind of stuff that I should be doing already. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Lois. So I really enjoyed the card too. I once again had some things in my mind and it didn't come together like I thought it might, but I think it came together better than I thought it might. So that's always a fun surprise. So if you want my set of 10 cards this month, you can place the minimum order using the host code of $75 or more. That will get you the set of 10 cards for free. Or if you're just interested in the cards, the set of 10 cards is $25, and that includes a postage and local delivery if you're here too. So I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.